5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What is going on? Welcome into another episode of the Skol Experience. No Dave tonight, feeling a little bit under the weather. So it's just gonna be GG Sports Podcast holding the show up tonight. Jamie, how is it going this evening? How was Christmas? How was all that for you?
Good. Yeah, we're supposed to have Ryno on from Vikings Uncensored as well. It sounds like his power's out or something, so yeah, he's not going to make it as well as far as I know. But yeah, man, Christmas was pretty good. Obviously, I mean, we haven't had a chance. Usually our Monday show would be on Christmas. We didn't have a chance to come on here and talk about it, but that last game, obviously, pretty disappointing. A Lions game that, again, you feel like you could have won. Came down to too many interceptions, Nick Mullins, all this kind of stuff. Where you at with all that?
I mean, I'm kind of just over this season as it was. Started out season excited, right? Dipped down, not excited at all due to turnovers and starting off 0-3 or whatever. No excitement whatsoever. Then I kind of rebounded after the 49ers game, felt excited again. Second half of obviously Kirk Cousins get hurt in the Packers game. Excitement dips down. Josh Dobbs plays well. Excitement comes back up, and now I'm just kind of back down to wherever here. I mean, it is what it is. Just put the rookie in, see what happens. At this point, what's the worst? What do you have to lose? You're out of the playoff picture at this point. Looking in, you have like a 90% chance to make it. You need a lot to go your way. So I'm just kind of over it at this point. Let's just get through this season. If we make the playoffs, great. At this point, not looking great, but put the rookie in, see what you got. I'm ready for it to be over. It's been a long, exhausting season.
Hey, what up, Joey? What up, our guy? What's going on, dude? Appreciate you popping in here. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's where I'm at. I think all fans are probably exhausted. Obviously, we still have a chance at making playoffs. I think we have like a 19%. If we win these next two games, what is it? We need to win our next two games, and we need Seattle to lose one of them or the Rams to lose one of them. Hey, too evil. What up, dude? Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Big time. 7-10, baby. G and G. We get a top 10 pick. Let's get this L. And one more L. Trade JJ. Hey, everybody's coming in here now. Skol for Life, Barber. What's going on, dude? What is up? RAP in the building. Purple Pocket Podcast. What's going on, Rap?
Joe, you did not miss the quarterback announcement. Nothing has been said yet. And I mean, I saw Kevin Seifert did tweet about it earlier. The fact they haven't made an announcement yet does make you think that there's a good chance it ends up being Jaren Hall this weekend. But time will tell.
Hey, what up, Two-Toned? What up? Yeah. With that though, I would say, I mean, it's what Casey said. Like, this is an up and down season. We still have a chance to make the playoffs, but I know Too Evil. He's on the opposite side of that. He probably wants the losses here. At this point, I'm like, you might as well just go for it. I know we have a top 10 pick technically. If we lose these two, I haven't really dug into it to see what, like, if we were to lose these next two games, where that could put us from a draft standpoint. But I do think, as far as this quarterback situation goes, I still want us to win. We might as well, especially if we bring Jaren Hall in. If we bring Jaren Hall in and we win the next two games, then that will tell us a lot about, how he is as a quarterback. Or if he comes in and he sucks and we lose these games, we'll have a better pick. So I'm on team Jaren Hall for sure. I think most fans are. You might as well see what's going on. Or you might as well see what you have in this young quarterback. I mean, we've seen one good drive from him at the very least that ended up in his concussion. So I think a lot of us, other than I don't see our boy. I'm trying to think of his name real quick.
At this point, since you forgot, it's probably not best to say it.
I'm just having a brain fart here.
What are you gonna say? What's the topic?
I want to say Dobbs.
Oh, Frozen North?
Frozen North. Sorry, Frozen North, if you're in here. Brain fart. Yeah, Frozen North is in here. He's probably the one that kind of still wants. He'd like to see Dobbs over.
Hey, by the way, though, he put in our comment on the video for last week, over under 4 turnovers from Mullins. He hit it right on the nose. Fantastic pick, my man. That was perfect.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, overall, I just want to see Jaren Hall. I want to see what he has. You know, you don't really know. He might. I mean, there's a chance he comes in here and sucks. I mean, we just made a video on like this whole Jaren Hall starting situation. We were hoping to see him get the starting job today. But like Casey said, I think he mentioned to me before, and we did say this in the video, is just how was KOC? What does KOC think of Jaren Hall? And you kind of compared it to like the whole Zimmer, Kellen Mond situation, and that.
But better because we know it is different though, because we know that Kevin O'Connell had something to do with drafting Jaren Hall, where Mike Zimmer didn't like quarterbacks to begin with. He did not like or want Kellen Mond. That was a Rick Spielman pick.
Right.
So it is different.
Right.
It is different in that way.
But the reality is,
But
if he would have, if Mike Zimmer would have played Jaren, because that's what, or if he would have played Mond, it was a situation when he's like, I see Mond practice or whatever, and it was a situation. If Mond would have came in, he would have sucked. He would have sucked, and it would have been like, okay, like. At the same time, you bring Sean Mannion in anyway, so you already know what he is. You already know he's gonna suck, but you might as well bring Mond in, see what you have in him. And in that scenario, you know, Mond is not a good quarterback. He's not a good NFL quarterback. And the same thing could happen with Jaren Hall, but you might as well see what you have in him. Mm-hmm. You know,
and especially you're gonna have healthy JJ as well. You're not going to have a healthy Hawkinson, unfortunately, after the ACL and MCL injuries. And maybe Jordan Addison might not play, but at least you get to see Jaren Hall throwing the ball to the best receiver in football. So if he can put it out there and he doesn't throw interceptions that JJ could have got if it was a better throw, and if he doesn't leave JJ out there to dry and take a shot to the side that hurts his chest, then Jaren Hall's looking better than the other two already for sure.
Yeah, and that's the one thing too is like, yeah, this season, I mean, it's kind of been pretty lame. If we don't make playoffs, it'll especially be lame, I'd say. But that's the one thing, if you do ride with Jaren Hall, it is something to get excited about, I guess. I mean, it's the last thing. If Nick Mullins plays, that game's gonna be like, obviously we want to beat the Packers. We always want to beat the Packers, but it is, I don't know, there's not very exciting. We know what Nick Mullins is. It's too, like, we've seen him 2 games now. So with Jaren Hall in there, at least you're like, what if? It's still that whole thing. Like, what if he comes in and he plays pretty well and he beats the Packers and then he goes on and beats Detroit?
Well, and I was talking about this when we went from Dobbs to Mullins. It's the spark thing. There was no spark. There was no spark in that offense when it came to when it came to Josh Dobbs. So obviously they make the decision to switch Dobbs out, go to Nick Mullins. You saw a little bit of spark in the offense there. I think the offense was running efficiently under Nick Mullins, but there's just way too many boneheaded mistakes that were made in these games that eventually, at the end of the day, came back to cost us these wins. So,
yeah, I
mean, at this point, I think if you're Kevin O'Connell and there's like, you need to win these next 2 games, what better way to fire up your team than go like, hey, we're going back to the unproven rookie. Because that Nick Mullins has had experience before, so he can, you know, he's played in NFL offenses where Jaren Hall hasn't gotten that opportunity much. So you have the coachable situation of, we're starting the rookie, so we need everybody to be at the top of their game right now, because you have a rookie quarterback back there who hasn't had a ton of experience. So everyone needs to play their best football if we want to win this game. So yeah. Maybe it would be something to galvanize the team a little bit more after 2 really crushing losses.
Right. Hey, we got Frozen North is in the building. What up, Frozen North? I was talking about you a little bit ago, actually, when we were talking about which quarterback should start. I'm sure you know what I was talking about. And we got our boy AJ in the building. It's been a while, dude. I know I hit you up on Instagram recently. It's been a while. Jared Mahomes Hall, let's fucking go. Hey, I was hoping we'd hear the news today. I'm assuming we hear the news tomorrow still. At this point, I don't know why you take this long if you knew Nick Mullins was going to start. So I do think that we end up going with Jaren Hall. That's what my guess is. That's what we're banking on. I'm hoping so. Also, what up, Anthony? What up, dude? What % chance do you give that we bring back Danielle Hunter next season on a new deal? We need him to retire a Viking. He is a beast. I love myself some Danielle Hunter, and with the way this defense is playing, you really feel like you're gonna miss Danielle Hunter if he's gone next year. I mean, we would have no pass rushers. Now one of them is, you know, he goes down with an injury, who has been kind of looking pretty nice for the most part this season. The only thing with Danielle Hunter, obviously our cap situation is still going to be, I still don't completely understand it, because somehow, some way, every team always is able to figure it out with all this kind of moving around money and everything. But we were just talking about this before hopping on here, and it's one of those things where you wonder if we were to bring back Kirk Cousins, even on a team-friendly deal, Kirk Cousins on like a 1 to 2 years, $30 million a year, whatever. He's just a bridge quarterback for assuming that we pick a guy early in this year's draft. The question is, if you do that, are you able to sign Danielle Hunter at the same time? And if it comes down to who would you rather have, Kirk Cousins as a bridge quarterback or Danielle Hunter on this team, who would you pick? I mean, I'm team Danielle Hunter. Casey said he would have to go with Danielle Hunter. I think he's that special of a player, especially for our defense that doesn't really have anywhere for pass rushers.
And the thing is, if you're looking at Kirk Cousins, right, like he would be here, we would hope for the next 2 seasons. So like you'd be looking at him as a short-term option. Where Danielle Hunter, he's 29 years old, still has a few good years of his prime left. Like signing Danielle Hunter to this team would be a long-term look, right? It would be something for the long term, not just the short term. So that's why I think it would be if you had to choose one or the other, it's definitely that's definitely the option you go with. Because it's more of a win now, yes, but also you're looking towards the future of this football team.
Hey, what up, Tycoon W? It's time to ball with Hall. Yeah, I think there's no reason not to.
Yeah, at this point,
there's a real possibility that Hall's been the best choice to be the quarterback out of those 3, anyways. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. Obviously, we tried Dobbs, we tried Mullins, we went through the whole thing, and it's not working out. Mullins, I like his gunslinger mentality. I kind of like that in him, but you can't throw 4 interceptions. You're never going to win that.
You can't throw a duck like that. You can't, like, you're a pro quarterback. You stepped up into the pocket, nobody around you. You threw an absolute, like, it brought me back to freaking Longest Yard when Brucey says I shouldn't have eaten that popcorn. The ball slips out of his hand. That's the first thing I thought of. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he's done that back-to-back weeks now where he's falling down for a sack or whatever, and he ends up trying to throw the ball away or whatever.
Right?
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
What are we doing?
That's the difference between. That's how you know it's not it with Nick Mullins. Like, I wouldn't make that decision, I feel like. I don't know. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to try to get rid of the ball in that situation.
No.
I don't get it. You're already pretty much down. You're not, there's no wide receivers near you.
Right, you're probably going to get grounding anyway.
Yeah, you're going to get intentional ground. It makes no sense. He's done it in back-to-back weeks. So that's why I think you should definitely, if Kirk wants $40 million, he can kick there. I'm like a 30 million. If he got like 1 year for 35 and we for sure drafted a quarterback, like I for sure, like if we keep Kirk around, I definitely want you to draft a quarterback early and kind of have a future, something in mind there. But again, one second though, real quick, Casey, again, another show, another Justin Jefferson rookie card. To all the people, including Too Evil to Hope, who say Justin Jefferson needs to be traded, the Vikings go on a 5-win, even though we did lose with Justin Jefferson still, you have to admit that Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league. You're not going to draft another version of him. The way he caught that ball, he put everything he possibly could on the field. What he did on that 3rd and long, was it 3rd and long or 4th and? That was 4th and long.
It was 3rd and long.
It was 3rd and
long was last year.
Yeah. That was insane. But get your hashtag Skols in the comments. Like the video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. GG Sports Podcast. Definitely go do that. But get those hashtag Skols in there. JJ is a monster, and nobody's out there making those kinds of plays. We need him around. Him around. It's easy to draft another JJ.
And actually, Anthony's next question here kind of goes along with what I was gonna.
Hey, what up, Zoe?
What's going on, Zoe? It's kind of what I was gonna ask you, because I'm gonna be fascinated. And I mean, look, I'm not the guy. Like, I like to kind of look at the now when it comes to things, but obviously we're all kind of looking towards the future here with the quarterback scenario. So I'm fascinated about the draft this year, because, like, here's the thing: a lot of people we talk to are all like, "Well, we need we need our next quarterback."
What up, Sarah? By the way, what up, Sarah? It's been a minute.
It has been a while since we've seen you in here, but everybody's talking about, like, they want the next new quarterback. But I know with everybody I've talked to, no matter who that quarterback is, someone who wants a new quarterback is still going to be unhappy and complain about it. Yeah. I think I asked people, it's like, okay, you want a quarterback. So if we think the right guy is Michael Penix at number 20, are you going to be happy if we take him? People are like, well, no. It's like, Well, you want them to get a new quarterback. So if they
Yeah.
take the guy, it's like no matter what, someone's going to have a problem with it. And that's why I think this draft is going to be fascinating because there's a ton of prospects and each of them have their pluses, but each of them have some pretty severe minuses too. I mean, and that's even looking at Drake May and Caleb Williams. Like there's really good things about them both, and there's really bad things about them both as well. And I think it's going to be a fascinating situation to see all the people that are still going to be upset when we draft a quarterback.
Yeah, but to answer this question, so I would say I don't have the best knowledge yet on these quarterbacks. I haven't dug into them. As soon as this season's over, it's the first thing I'm going to do. In my head, I think Caleb Williams and Drake May, I think they're almost for sure prospects in my opinion. I think Drake May is probably the quarterback that would be the best for our system and the safest and everything. For sure. If we could go grab him, and it's not impossible for us to be able to trade up for Drake May. It depends on who has the second overall pick, and it would cost us a shit ton of draft capital. But hey, if that's your guy, I say go for it. As far as these other quarterbacks, obviously the hype was. It sounds like Jaden Daniels, right? Jaden Daniels. He's kind of became
moved into like top 10, top 6, 7.
Yeah, and it's sounding like he's like becoming he has became. We'll see what happens during I can't imagine during the draft process and the combine he's going to go any further down because he should be the most athletic, unless he does run a shitty 40 or something. He doesn't even have to run a 40, honestly.
He's gonna have like, I think he's gonna have like an Anthony Richardson-esque kind of run.
Yeah, type of
maybe
definitely,
not top 3,
definitely.
But he's definitely getting up there.
And I like everything he brings to the table. He does. I mean, obviously a very skinny frame. And that's something you have to worry about.
And he was that name. Like, remember we always talk about like one of those names that comes up middle.
Hey, what up, Skol TY?
What up, man? But like one of those names that comes up middle to end of the college football season, and he was one of those guys. Like, not a ton of people are talking about him being a first round pick coming into the season, but now he's that guy that's going to sneak his way into the top 10. There's always one of them, and he seems like he's going to be it this year.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. And so he seems to be like the obvious number 3 now. But I have to look for myself. And kind of look at their tape a little bit deeper, because even with him, and then especially I think with Bo Nix and Penix, is because obviously Penix, they're very injury prone. He has 2 ACL tears, I believe, right?
Same knee, too.
He has been starting. I think he's started, I think, like 16 games in the last 2 years or whatever, or he's been on like 16 games in a row or whatever. So he has been kind of able to show that he can be healthy now, but that still scares me. He's a left-handed quarterback for some reason. That scares me. Sorry for any lefties in here, but
you're lefty. You're weird. That's what Jamie's
it's just weird. It was weird when you watch tape and stuff, and it's a left-handed quarterback. When I watched some stuff with him, there was some of his throwing, and I don't know, there's a little thing that wasn't huge on. I've kind of liked what I've seen from Bo Nix, but I know he was kind of like a bust up until this year, and that kind of scares me.
And that college system helps him as well.
Right. As far as like JJ McCarthy and some of these guys, I just haven't looked enough into them. Those are the kind of players where I'm like, if I'm not sold yet. I haven't looked enough where I'm like, this is my guy for the first round. So, I mean, if we went for Jaden Daniels, I could see why we would do that. Outside of him, I like if the Vikings really like the Bo Nix or a Penix, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's who they like. I don't want them to force that pick if it's not absolutely their guy. And if that's the case, then even though I want a quarterback in the first round pick, I don't want a shitty quarterback in the first round. So I think no matter what, if you get a Bo Nix or if you were able to get a Penix or a Bo Nix or a JJ McCarthy in the second round, I think you would pull the trigger then for sure. Well, but I also have to do more of my own research.
Right. Because then that doesn't like, let's say next year, like Kirk doesn't come back and we go with, let's say a JJ McCarthy or a Jaron Hall or Nick Mullins, and we tank, then you can, or we're awful. Then you can still draft a quarterback high next year. Cause you're already looking at the class. Cause you're already looking at the class next year. You're going to have most likely you're going to have Quinn Ewers and you're going to have Shadir Sanders coming out next year. So you're already looking at those two. So if you're awful, you could pick them at the top of next year. And all you did this year is spend a second round pick on a quarterback that didn't work out. Right. Cause JJ McCarthy, he's probably, and again, I got to do more research too, but like just looking, Michigan obviously is a powerhouse, but JJ McCarthy is not the reason that they're winning every game. And everybody talks about that's what you want in a quarterback. You like your quarterback needs to be the guy that will go win you football games. And JJ McCarthy just, to me, screams system quarterback that just would be one of those guys that gets taken late first, and he just doesn't quite have it. Maybe, I mean, again, I don't think their play style is similar, but I could see him end up being kind of like a Kenny Pickett, where he gets picked, but you're just like, You know,
Yeah.
like nothing.
But he does have a lot of ability too. But so far, I guess I don't know. Again, like you said, I haven't been able to do enough of my own research. Just a lot of it. I've watched some stuff out of him, but not where I'm like, all right, this is for sure the guy.
But I've just seen his stats where he has like games where he's throwing for 80 yards. Like, yeah, they win, but like, you know,
he comes off as that vibrate. He's definitely going to be sitting behind your quarterback, and you're probably not asking for him to come in unless you absolutely have to, like we're kind of doing with Jaron Hall now.
Yeah.
Unlike like Bo Nix and all those the other 5 feels like there's a chance that you'd want them to start at some point into the season potentially. But with How About No, what's going on? How About No? We should plan on Flores leaving and having some serious needs on defense. I don't want him to leave so bad.
The guy, but then I mean, but also his defense has looked pretty weak the last few weeks. Injuries, of course, played a role in that as well. But I mean, even certain situational football hasn't looked great. But if he does leave, though, and yes, obviously we've talked about needs on that defense as well, needing the bigger defensive tackle. I know Purple for the Win. He's really sold on this guy from Texas, Javondre Sweat, I think his name is. He's huge. And watching some of what he does at Texas, that'd be nice to have. So I mean, yeah, there are going to be needs on defense, and I do think like corner is going to be up there as well. But I think that is number one. That big run stuffing
interior. And you could argue it was last year too. Well, I think that was your dark horse
into last year too. Yeah.
And that is true. And that's the case. That's what I'm saying. Like if I see Skol TY no on Williams, I'm taking Caleb Williams. I don't care if he cries on national TV. I don't care any of that stuff with Williams. The only thing that I do care about is if he actually went out and asked for
ownership of a team. Like that's ridiculous. If he said that, then screw you, because you haven't proven shit yet in the NFL, whatever. But other than that, this guy is talented. I'm sorry. I think he is the most talented quarterback coming into this draft. One of the most talented coming in a while. From a talent standpoint, there's a lot more than just talent. But from a talent standpoint, I'm taking Williams. He's going to need a good coach that can because I mean, he has a lot of traits that you don't know if they're going to how well they're going to mesh into the pro game. And that's kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah. And the leader thing, I don't know. I think I don't believe a lot of this stuff people want to say. Before this year, nobody was questioning him as a leader. If you're that big of a name, he is legitimately, it's calmed down significantly now, but he is arguably the most hyped quarterback in the last 10 years. And he's someone that's done enough to get scrutiny, and everybody's going to be destroying him from a media standpoint. So as far as that goes, I don't know if I believe that. I don't think he's not out there doing anything too messed up or anything, in my opinion. So I don't know if I'm ready to say he's not a good leader.
But again, he's young, and I mean that's the thing. If you're going to go be a pro quarterback, you're going to have to learn how to be a professional. So I mean that's just,
and a lot of like character issues was not a thing about him until this year. Like now, this year is like, all right, now we want to give him character issues. And he's done a couple things, but I don't think he's done anything to be like, you don't want him at all. I don't know. Other than, like I said, other than the ownership thing, if that's true, I don't know if that was ever proven to be completely true. I think that's a character issue that I would not want to be a part of.
Frozen North, you really do seem to be honing in on the whole spark thing. I mean, spark's important. I don't know how you can say it isn't. So.
But will he cause the offense to have a spark?
I mean, probably would.
It could.
Having a spark is important.
He doesn't like the start. Anthony here. My ideal draft would be if we draft a blue chip pass rusher on top dog shutdown cornerback in the first, and we were able to still draft a solid quarterback in the second. Mine is I want a quarterback in the first. If we know, like if we got one of the top 3, we knew they were our guy. If we knew Daniels was our guy and we went and got him, I want them to do that. I want them to go know like this is our quarterback and we're going to get them. I don't like to me, if you wait for a quarterback in the second round, it's possible you could get a Jalen Hurts or anything like that, but you're not showing me a lot of confidence that this is your guy too. Like you're just being like, if you're waiting for a guy in the second round, you're kind of just like, hey, we like him enough. But to me, it's not like I'm going to grab my guy in the second round. That doesn't really make much sense unless I don't know. it's not to me as well, I guess.
But like you also don't want them to draft. But again, it goes back like you don't want them to just to make you feel better. Like you don't want to pick a guy in the first round. I don't know. Like you don't want to pick a guy in the first round just to pick a guy in the first round, I guess.
No. You don't. You want to make sure he's your guy.
Well, right.
I just if you like,
I think there's going to be a lot of disappointed people though. If we're not willing to trade up into the top.
Hey, what's up,
10,
Mary?
If we're not willing to trade up into
never wanted Williams
the top 6 to 10 to go get a guy like that, then I think there's gonna be a lot of disappointed people, and we just don't take one in the first round. So I'm taking.
I don't know. Williams is gonna be good. Watch, he's gonna be good. Hey, my worthless opinion. What's going on? We always want to have hope. That's what it. I mean, yeah. Even from my side of things, everything I'm saying is going to be based off of my hope. Like even this week, Jaren Hall, I want him to start. And hey, I have a little bit of hope that Jaren Hall comes in, balls out, and we're like, I'm not sure if it will ever be the extent of like, hey, now you don't need a quarterback or anything. But there's that small little hope that he comes in, wins these next 2 games, and we're like, hey, we might have something in Jaren Hall. Or that's what I hope for. But the reality is more than likely he's going to come in and be an average quarterback. And at least we got to see what we have in him, you know. But hey, I'm going to have hope here. And, you know, whoever we pick, if we do pick someone in the first round, like you hope, obviously, you really hope he's that guy. And I do hope that if the Vikings do pick one in the first round, it's someone they absolutely want. Like 100%, like this is your guy. And that's why I'm like the second round pick. It's hard for me to feel confident like that's not your guy. Like I feel like you're just taking a chance on someone at that point instead of being like, we think this guy is really good and we're going to do whatever we have to do to go get him.
Yeah. But then,
but I'm taking a chance. Hey, if you don't know for sure, if you're like, I think he could be that guy, but I don't know. So I'm going to take a chance on him in the second round, like a JJ McCarthy or a Bo Nix or any of those guys. I'm going to take a chance on him. And like what Casey said, if it doesn't work out and it's obvious he's not that guy, I think you go into the next draft, take another shot on a first round quarterback if there is your guys there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a positive. If like I don't think you need if you pick a second round quarterback, you don't need to, you know, waste 5 years on him to see if he's your guy.
And it could and it still could work out. You never know. So that's the thing. I mean, if your guy's not there in the first, then I mean, you should still take a guy in the second round because you never know what's going to happen. So it'll be a really interesting draft to see what we're going to do here. But I don't know. But anyway, obviously, before we get to the draft, though, there's still 2 more games left to play this season. And the one that comes up this weekend, like, I don't care if you're on Team Tank. If you're okay with the Packers coming into US Bank Stadium and beating us, I'm not a fan of that. I was going to use a different word, but you can't say that on live media anymore. So I just
were you saying with 2 evils?
No, anybody that's okay with the Packers coming into US Bank Stadium and beating us here. Like,
dude, the reality,
it's just no, not at all.
Like top 10, that's not good enough. I think top 10 is just not good enough. Like you're not going to get the top 2 quarterbacks to the top 10. The one that you'd hope for maybe is Daniels at this point, but you're still trading up.
Well,
so I'm like, if we're not going to be a top 3 pick in the draft this year.
I mean,
in my opinion,
it would be a little bit. I don't know. Like, it would cost a little less if you're looking to trade from like 10 to 6, maybe, or if something happens. But
you're still paying a lot.
You're still gonna cost.
If you're gonna go up
because they know why you're moving up.
Yeah,
they know they're gonna be able to pinch you. But
I can't. We gotta pick the Vikes to beat. We gotta pick the Vikes. Aren't the Packers your backup team, Jamie and Casey? No.
No.
Casey's backup team's the Lions, but I've always been the Vikes. Bro. No way. I'm sorry. I don't care if we're tanking. I still want to beat the Packers. Like if I'm like a full in on like, hey, I want the if I'm full too evil, too hope, and I'm like, I want the Vikings to win 2 games this year. Those 2 games that we win are going to be against the Packers. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
No way. No way. Especially, dude, know how annoying Packer fans are now? Immediately, when they went on that little winning stretch, every Packer fan was like, Jordan Love's the guy. The Packers are going to win the division, like instantly. And it was so annoying.
Well, Dan, I'm definitely not going to be surprised either if they lose. I just don't want them to.
No.
You can, if you want to be 8-9, much like everybody was worried about, which probably looks like a very likely scenario at this point.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But I can't sit here and willingly just say I want to lose to the Packers. Like I just can't. I can't do it.
Vikings have been competitive in every game this year. Why no Super Bowl? Why no Super? Okay, no Hawkinson, no Davenport, no DJ Wanham. Defense has been up and down. No proven quarterback, completely healthy, and a competing quarterback? Question mark. So you're saying, like, if we had the right pieces, like I think we have a lot of good talent, and if we had a good quarterback, I think it's possible. And without all these injuries, I think we have the talent to be a really good team. Super Bowl contender. I think it goes as far as your quarterback. I think we have enough talent around them, especially with the way Flores has to kind of turn around this defense for the most part. Without Flores, I'd be a little bit more worried because I do think we're missing probably some talent on defense. But Berserk, Jamie would rather see the Packers lose.
One of my old coworkers would say that all the time. He's like, at this point in my life, I'd rather
for the rest of the year, I would rather see the Packers, just because we're in a stupid spot now. I'd probably rather see the Packers lose, but part of that is also because they play us.
Hey, Gary, what's going on?
Hey, what up, Gary?
No Dave tonight for the people that hopped in here late. He's a little under the weather, so
and then
couldn't
we were gonna have Ryno on from Vikings Uncensored, but his power is out.
Yeah, so it's just
Cousins was never the answer even before he got hurt. Yeah, I agree with that.
Everyone has their own opinions. It's the way it goes.
He's a Packer
differently.
Fan. That's my cousin. He's a Packer fan. He didn't deny it. I didn't deny it. No, wait, the Cousins thing. I don't think Cousins.
No. I think he's talking. You didn't deny that you'd rather see the Packers lose than the Vikings win.
Oh yeah. This year, depending on the year, I'd rather see the Vikings win. It's a hard one because the Packers losing is just like, it's just the best. No excuse. You read it right, Jamie. Healthy and competing quarterback. We could be competitive with any contender. I think so. If we and that's me also saying that I don't think Kirk Cousins is that guy. I think he's a guy. I don't think he would be the one to bring us. Like, if you want to talk Super Bowls, I don't think Kirk Cousins is good enough for that. If you're talking about a good team that wins games, I think Kirk Cousins obviously could. I mean, it seemed like it was a start of something good with San Francisco and Green Bay. We ended up going on a win streak regardless, but I still stick to, he started 1-4, regardless of what anybody wants to think.
Also the play calling was bad and it started to take that turn in the San Francisco game. So that's my argument that things were looking like they're about to really take off.
But who knows?
It wouldn't be calling perspective and just the confidence Kirk was playing with, but
right. Who knows if that was going to hold for
that is never going to be answered because he got hurt and now we just never know.
Skol TY, no excuses. I did my show with COVID. LOL. I just got off COVID too. I did some shows last week with it still, but I did miss one.
It's easier to just sit and record if you guys just don't get sick and don't get COVID.
Yeah, we tried. We were going to get on one time, another show. I forgot which one it was, but I was like
last Thursday, two Thursdays
ago. Yeah, and I was like, we were trying, and I just couldn't stop coughing and all this stuff. It was bad.
Yeah. So
hey, everybody, again,
have that really dry cough.
Another show, another Justin Jefferson rookie card. Get those hashtag Skols in the comments. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Justin Jefferson is here to stay, and he should be. I don't know, in my opinion. What wide receiver is making plays like that in the most crucial moments? That's crazy. Yeah. That's what quarterbacks are supposed to do, not your wide receiver.
Right. If we go out and win, and I think I saw Purple for the win tweet. If we go out and we win that game, like, that's just another thing they're talking about with JJ and just how he steps up. Like last year, like that had been his last year's Buffalo game play. Just it wasn't fourth down, but it was still an amazing
Steve,
catch.
I'm dealing with flu or COVID right now. Two things, Steve. Hopefully you get better soon. They both suck. COVID sucks. It just lasts forever. Number two is the Packers are going to get wrecked. They're going to get wrecked, Steve. Sorry, buddy. But the Packers, it ain't it for them this week. Jaron, if it's Nick Mullins, maybe. If Jaron Mahomes-Hall comes out this week, I don't know. He's gonna put the season. He's gonna put the NFL on notice.
Even if it is Mullins, Packers ain't winning. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they probably won't.
Not here, not at US Bank Stadium. Can't lose them at home. Don't care.
Got COVID a month ago. Still have a terrible cough, dude. It sucks. COVID is actually some bullshit. That was some bullshit. That was a bullshit invention. That's all I'm saying.
I think trading JJ for a haul of picks is worth it. I mean, you could get an absolute haul of picks and completely reset your franchise after trading Justin
Dude,
Jefferson.
I just don't think you find I guarantee you, as soon as we trade him, we're going to be spending all those picks every year trying. We do have Addison, and I do like Addison a lot. I don't think he's going to be JJ type of level, but we're going to be, for years, we're going to be trying to use those first round picks. Everybody's going to be trying to get we need a star wide receiver. We're going to need a star wide receiver, and it's not going to come around as people hope. There's not a lot of people out there like JJ. It's just not. And it's one of the most important positions outside. I mean, outside of quarterback, maybe not the most important, but a lot of people would probably say that between left tackle, that, and then maybe a pass rusher.
Yeah. I mean, as people say, it's a passer and get the passer league. And so you got to be able to protect your guy and go get after the other one. Did you hear about the Jair Alexander situation? The team suspended him for a game.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
He went out for the coin toss at the beginning of the game when he wasn't supposed to, because he's put himself out there, because I guess they rotate captains every week because they're weird like that. And instead of like, he went out there with the captains.
Yeah.
And then he almost picked the wrong, like he said, we want to defend, which they said is different than saying we want to defer.
Yeah, that's like giving them both. That's like giving them the ball, and then they also get it at halftime. So leave it up to him. I'm surprised. I don't know.
You listen to him talk, you're like, this guy's an absolute dumbass.
And Steve, let's go, Steve. Vikings 34, Packers 24, and then Barry gets Vince McMahon. You're fired. Yeah, dude, I'm hearing. Yeah, Barry is not being very liked right now. I could have told y'all that. I could have told you guys that for years that he's trash.
Hey, hopefully though, before he goes, hopefully he signs Jordan Love.
We can trade JD to the Packers so we can still see him. Come on, Do Evil. You're going too far. That was too far.
Yeah, but hopefully before the Packers fire anybody, just sign Jordan Love to a nice long contract extension.
Yeah,
tons of money, and then he can leave all he wants.
He's the guy now. He's the guy.
Yeah, totally.
He just had a rough start of the year, and now he's good. I trust JJ's opinion and Cousins and people who don't play with him. Yeah, I trust JJ's opinion. JJ likes him. I mean, he wants to win. I mean, JJ wants to win. He also wants a guy that can get him the ball. Kirk Cousins is definitely willing to do that, or definitely capable of doing that. I just don't think Kirk Cousins is good enough to bring us to a championship. And he has not proven us.
We need a counter for every time you say that.
Yeah,
I bet in one calender year.
I mean, hey, someone show me him ever. He has a long NFL career of him given a good chance at going to a Super Bowl. He has not done that. He's been better. He has been his best the last 2 seasons, but I don't see. If I'm JJ, like I'm probably a little bit nervous of getting a quarterback that sucks, regardless of whether you make a Super Bowl or not.
Jair is legitimately stupid. Mullen's beautiful. I'm probably narcissistic. The perfect Packer. Jair's a weird dude.
Yeah, listen to Skol for Life Barber 1975. Smash that like button. Giving away a Justin Jefferson rookie card. Get the hashtag Skol in the comments. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate it big time. Mm-hmm. Yo, Gary, I hope everything's good, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you at, Gary? Because I just see, I know AJ said, how you healing up, Gary? And Gary, my man, all that kind of stuff. Hope all is good, Gary. Let us know.
For sure.
We're going to lose Osborne as well in the offseason.
Yeah,
good.
I'm sorry. I'm okay with that.
He looked solid. Obviously, he had a pretty solid game last week. Got open, big plays. He did drop like at least a couple of balls, though, of course. So, I don't know. I don't think Osborne's that guy. I mean, you got Justin Jefferson, you got Jordan Addison. We're looking pretty strong there. Obviously, our tight end situation is going to be interesting moving forward, going into next season, assuming we probably don't get TJ Hawkinson back right away.
I would guess probably half to 3/4 of the season with the multi-ligament and how kind of late into the year it was as well here.
What up after the review? Sup, guys?
Well, beat the Packers because you have to beat the Packers. Like I don't care. I do not care.
I think you just try to win. I don't know. If you, it's hard for me to say like I want us to tank. It's not, because at this point it's like We are in a
weird
situation that we're like a top 10 pick, and if we were to lose those games. But my thing is, if Jaren Hall comes in and plays, I'm on team win. I think no matter what, I'm probably on team win. But if it's Nick Mullins and we lose these next 2 games, I'm gonna be like, whatever. But if Jaren Hall is the starter, I want him to play well, and I want us to win those games. And I want Jaren Hall to be that guy if he can be. It'd save us a lot of potential draft picks in the future, a lot of money or whatever. He probably won't be. The chances of him coming in and being a stud quarterback is slim. But if he comes in and wins these next 2 games, I mean, it definitely shows a lot about him. So I'm on that. Yes, I'm on team win. Hope LA and Seattle screw up. We just need them to lose 1 game.
Going into next year receiver as well, Powell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's under contract still or if he's had a 1-year deal or what, but if you could bring him back, that'd be great. Though I do think this team is still missing just like a 6'4" toss up and just go catch the ball type of guy, especially when you're not gonna have Hawkinson out there.
That year. Or like a bona fide speedy deep
roll, right? Yeah, which again,
obviously, if he's 6'4" and also fast,
if you could mix them together, that would be.
We need someone faster. Hey, what up, Skol Affiliated?
At this point, we need to.
Thanks for popping in, bro.
No.
At this point, we need to trade JJ and rebuild for the future. I just don't know what that means. Like, if you trade JJ and you got enough picks so you can trade up for Drake May or a Caleb Williams, I don't know. I think we have enough talent on this team if we can figure out the quarterback position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with JJ. Once we lose JJ, I just don't understand the idea of getting rid of JJ, wanting to get a good quarterback, a rookie quarterback, and then him not having JJ to throw to. I just don't see it.
I mean, because basically that'd be one of those things where it's like a multi-year tank. You draft every piece that you would put around your quarterback, and then you find your right quarterback after a couple of years when you have them surrounded by pieces. So I mean, yeah. And at this point, yes, they're going to be high priced, but you're going to have that with Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw, and Jordan Addison for 3 more seasons. Just right there, you have 3 guys at a rookie quarterback. It's going to be perfect for them. The defensively, just kind of you have a start, just kind of fill in pieces and kind of hope for the best, I guess. So,
and the only thing, if we go in the off season and it is like there is some fuckery going around, with JJ's extension situation or whatever. If that happens and it's like JJ doesn't want to be here, whether people are right, maybe he wants Kirk Cousins around, whatever that is. If it comes to that, then it is what it is. It is what it is. But I do not think trading JJ is going to make this team better for the future, regardless if you're trying to do a full rebuild or not. I just don't see how that happened. He's only 25, 26 years old.
Is he even?
I don't even know. He might be like 25.
Yeah, because I think he was pretty young when he came out of the draft.
Dude, and you're talking about the guy who he just broke.
He's 24 years old. He'll be 24 by
next
year.
How many games has he missed this year? 6?
Yes, that sounds right.
6 games this year, and he broke the record for the most yards ever in the first 4 seasons in NFL history. So I don't know. That's not obviously he's one of one. He's a one of one. He's a one of one type of player.
Absolutely. Yep.
You're not going to get someone like that again.
Mm-hmm. Then what does Sarah got here? People act like trading JJ guarantees to be able to draft. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, because like everyone thought, well, we traded Stephon Diggs, we got JJ, just do that again. It's like, it ain't that easy. It's just like on the really hard Kirk Cousins.
What up, Justin?
Really like the hard Kirk Cousins supporters always pull like draft another Mahomes because that's so easy. It's like, I mean, in a way, they're like you don't just find a Mahomes, you don't just find a Justin Jefferson. Like you have to get lucky enough to be able to draft one of those guys, and
and
those are guys you just get rid of once you have them.
It's literally one of those things where if we traded JJ and we used all those picks to go grab our quarterback of the future, it would make more sense to me.
But then he doesn't have anything around him though. Then you have Addison. But
Addison, you're right.
I don't think Addison's a true number 1 guy. I love him, but I think he's a really good number 2. But
I think he could be. He's just not a prototypical number 1.
Right.
Well, he's just a smaller guy, but he has a skill set. He definitely has like the skill set where he could be a 1. But it's like Devonta Smith. Like it's really nice to have Devonta Smith with AJ Brown there. But can Devonta Smith ever be like the 1 wide receiver on your team? I don't know about that. But the Vikings will remain in mid Pretoria if we keep winning 7-9. I'm tired of being a good and want to treat great and win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm 100%. That's why I'm. That's why I'm on team.
But I just don't see how trading Justin Jefferson is the precursor to being great.
I don't think that. I think I think if we traded JJ for even 3 first-round picks, if it was 3 first-round picks, all right, I'm thinking about it a little bit more. That's insane, but there's a real possibility we don't even get enough talent in those 3 first-round picks. That's anything to what JJ impacts a game.
I mean, unless you can move up to like 3 or wherever and get Harrison Jr. or something like that, and then get your quarterback too, then maybe. But then again, it's a draft prospect. Like
the chance that Marvin Harrison Jr. is anything like JJ is actually a lot slimmer than
Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be the prize of the 2020 draft, the Justin Jefferson draft. Jerry Jeudy is supposed to be the top dog. He's probably, I mean, out of those first round pick receivers, I think KJ Hamler was up there too that year or something like that. Like Jerry Jeudy's probably at the bottom of that list of how those receivers have done since being drafted, right? I mean, at the top, you look at Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb are kind of like the 2 shining stars of that draft when it was supposed to be Jerry Jeudy. So
yeah,
like just because a guy's a top-notch prospect, like Sarah said, doesn't mean he's gonna be something.
Dude, and then after the review sport, this is what I think. Give JJ an extension, give him Kirk on a reasonable 2-year. I'm talking, for me, I'm very reasonable. I'm talking like $30 million. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing about
trade him if you want to in the second year. There's no trade clause bullshit nonsense. And again, I know people are going to come in the comment. He won't take a reasonable 2-year deal. If that's your thing, that's fine. Well. That's not the point that we're trying to say here. The point is, if you could get him for that cheap, that would be the way to go. Is he going to do it? Who knows? Time will tell. I see your point if you don't think so, but that's not the point we're trying to make here.
Yeah. So I mean,
but exactly. It'd be interesting to see how that all goes down.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And and I'm cool. Like before his injury, like I haven't changed my opinion much after Kirk going down and then us finding out like, okay, this team isn't as good with these backup quarterbacks. I think anybody would have expected this team was going to be worse without Kirk Cousins. I was still on team probably prior that I'd want Kirk Cousins or that I was pretty much done with Kirk Cousins no matter what. And I would say with him being gone, I am a little bit more open to keeping him around for the right price and a no trade clause, and then bringing in a quarterback. And a lot of that is to keep guys like JJ and some of these other guys happy, I guess. But overall, like I don't think Kirk Cousins is the long-term answer as far as you want to win a Super Bowl and all that good stuff. But I definitely am with you, Skol Affiliate, on everything you mentioned. That like I want to win a Super Bowl, and you're gonna have to make some hard decisions. And there's a chance that you go for a quarterback that fails, and we're set back years. Good chance, actually. But I mean, you got to take those chances sometimes.
But I mean, to his point though, I think he's still on the trade JJ train with that. Like,
I don't
get picks and then build your team up from there to try.
Right. I just don't think
I get risky, but like that.
That's not risky to me. That doesn't.
At the end of the day, the NFL is a business, right? And if you get rid of Justin Jefferson, this fan base will revolt, most of them, and that's just bad for business. If Kwesi pulls the trigger on that move, that's a fireable offense,
right?
From a business perspective, you don't get rid of one of your best contributors to your business. 'Cause at the end of the day, to the Wolves, that's what this team is. Like, it's a business, right? So it's a bad business decision.
I just straight up think it wouldn't work. They better blow our minds with that trade, because I just don't think I don't think it makes your team better. Like Kirk Cousins, I think there's an actual good argument for both sides if Kirk Cousins is that guy or not to win you a Super Bowl or whatever. I don't see that with JJ. I think you get rid of JJ and your team is going to be worse off without him, even if you get a pretty good trade out of it. Mm-hmm. Anthony, let's see. Do you think we need an upgrade at center? Even though Bradbury has improved this season, I still think we can upgrade that position, and it could take our O-line to another level. I think it could definitely use some upgrading. Mm-hmm. Guard is still going to be I don't think we need to worry about first rounders anymore. Mm-hmm. I think especially if we keep Reisner around specifically, I don't think we're worrying about like grabbing an offensive lineman in the first round. I think we have to worry about defensive tackle, obviously quarterback, defensive tackle, or a corner. But
I mean, and then with the center deal, like I don't Bradbury's gotten better, but I also don't think that Bradbury is the type of center we need for the offense we're trying to run. Like he was definitely good for like the Mike Zimmer, Kubiak, like the West Coast style offense, but for an offense that's kind of predicated on drop back passing, Bradbury's just he's not the type of guy you want for that. So I would definitely agree there that he's too small for this type of offense.
We've been set back for years. Yeah, we've been set back, and I mean it's a competitive rebuild thing. I think the Vikings they need to go find their franchise quarterback. The teams that win the Super Bowl most often, they have a franchise quarterback, and you know what? You're gonna miss. Your chances are you miss a lot of those times. Mm-hmm. It's the reality of it. You're probably not. There's a chance we go and get a guy in the first round. There's a chance you go up and trade for a guy like Drake May or Caleb Williams, and they aren't that guy, even though they're supposed to be for sure things or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, it's tough, but that's what you got to do. I think if you want to, there's definitely the chance that you don't need that franchise quarterback to win a Super Bowl, but more often than not, you're getting a guy that's a franchise quarterback, like a Patrick Mahomes. Because who won not last year, the year before?
Who won the
Super Bowl?
Not last year, the year before.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Chiefs? Yes, the Chiefs.
Chiefs won it last year.
Oh, didn't they win it? No, they didn't win it.
The Rams won it the year before, right?
Yes, that is.
You still have Matt Stafford.
That is right. Exactly. I mean, because there will be no fire of offense. It would be if he trades him, but he won't, and we all know that. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah. Hey, what up, Brent? How many draft picks does the Vikings have in 2024?
Someone had answered him earlier.
Someone answered him.
8. Yep. 8. Yep.
Hey, I'm glad. I mean, it's gonna be nice to have our second round pick. We should actually, Delvin Cook didn't really do anything.
For what?
To get some extra thirds.
Oh, Skol Mafia, how's it going, man? Yeah, we heard you were busy working.
Yeah. What up, Skol?
Doing the dangerous stuff, as we all know you do.
Yep. Yeah, we have our second. I'm trying to think. Who did we lose this offseason? Was it just Delvin Cook? Zadarius Smith?
Mm-hmm. But I don't think, because I think I don't know how it works with Zadarius.
Because he was
we traded Zadarius, so it wouldn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
But I know with Delvin Tomlinson walking, he had dead caps. We don't get compensatory picks for that because he had dead cap hits. Or he had void years at the end of his contract.
That's lame. Zoe was hilarious in his live stream yesterday. Capital SOFT, capital all letters, soft, capital soft. Who is he talking about? I mean, I think I can guess. Maybe. Let's go, Skol Mafia, dude. We're happy. We just happy for you to be back, man. I hate Sean Payton, but man, that dude has some huge balls benching Wilson, and now reports he's going to be cut by March. That's crazy.
Well, I think I saw there was something with like the money left in his contract and how many games and like the percentage of snaps that he plays or something. I thought I saw some sort of tweet on that earlier. So it could just be an easy way for them to get out from underneath Russell Wilson at this point. I think I'm not 100% sure on that. I think I saw a tweet about that earlier, but yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that they're
2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, like a third or something. Noah Fant, Drew Lock. Just a crazy trade to be done in 2 years. And that is balls. And that's one thing with Kevin O'Connell. And we were talking about, we have different opinions on this a little bit. That's one thing. Like, I like Kevin O'Connell as a head coach. Sometimes his play calling can be questionable, whatever. But the one thing that does worry me about him is his loyalty to whoever's starting and him taking so long to decide to change it up. What we've seen with Jordan Addison and Osborne, what we've seen with, you probably could even argue Blackman and a Caleb Evans to some extent. I'm missing what was another really obvious one of recent. I can't think of it right now.
Madison and Chandler.
Yeah, Madison and Chandler. That's a big one. Like, obviously Chandler's is night and day difference with Chandler and Madison, and it took them that long to do that. And then I do think it's going to be a Yep, exactly, Skull TY. And I do think it could be. We'll find out with if Jaren Hall starts and to see how he ends up playing. But again, if Jaren Hall comes out and balls these next 2 games, it's going to be like, why? What do you do? Like, why are you taking so long to make these decisions?
Or is it Quasi who's pulling the strings with Kevin O'Connell?
I don't think so.
Hey, to be fair, whenever I want to criticize Rocco for tossing Emilio freaking Pagan out there 2 years ago, I got, it's not his decision. It's coming from the top. So I'm just trying to play a little devil's advocate.
I think Kevin O'Connell for sure. He makes the decisions. You don't have a guy from Wall Street tell you who to put on the football field. I'm sorry. Hey, analytics and all that kind of stuff's a different game. But telling me like, hey, you got to play this guy. I don't think so.
Hall looks like the starter. Very well could be. Very well could be.
I have a real concern. KOC says Mullins is starting this week, but it was short leash situation. Very short.
I don't think so.
I don't know what will happen. I don't think so, just because what Casey has mentioned too is just if they were going to go with Mullins, I think you hear it by now.
Yeah.
I think you hear it by now. Mm-hmm. I don't think you wait until Thursday to tell everybody if it's going to be Mullins.
Because to me, again, if you do, with all the injuries, it could be like
what up, Bob?
Game of waiting till the very last second and then making the decision on who you're going to put out there. Just to try to keep the Packers guessing, which just shows me a complete lack of trust in your team as a whole. With the injuries, I could see it at this point because it's just like, I don't know.
Dude, it is crazy. And we're going to have, actually, do we have that? The injury report from the day? Because it's long. Like
it is long.
We're at the point in this season where I think the Vikings, they just need to release the report of which players are healthy because these injury reports are getting way too long. It's just been that kind of season. Like regardless, the fact that we somehow have a chance to make the playoffs is ridiculous to me because this has not been our season. Mm-hmm. It's been as a mess of a season as it possibly can.
Yeah. So anyway, you got the DNPs, Jordan Addison, Mekhi Blackmon, Theo Jackson, Byron Murphy, Jalen Naylor, and Jaquelin Roy. Pretty big list there. Limited participants: Sheldon Day, Troy Dye, Madison, Harrison Phillips, and then O'Neal and Ivan Pace being full participants is absolutely huge. But yeah, that's pretty.
O'Neal back is always big plus.
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty injury list there, especially for
and
the DNPs. You're missing two corners. Eesh.
Jordan Addison. Luckily for us, Jordan Addison and Mekhi Blackmon, they're both day to day. So hopefully we do see them. It sounded like at first, the first reports for Addison was he was going to be week to week.
Yeah, that's what
some people were even saying his season's over, assuming we didn't make playoffs or whatever. So that's good news that he's day to day. And Mekhi Blackmon's huge, especially with how Caleb Evans played last game. We definitely need him. I think he might. We've talked about this earlier in the season. He might be our best cornerback. He's not perfect yet. He's still a rookie. He still makes rookie mistakes, but from a coverage standpoint, he might be. And Ivan Pace, he's a monster. I can't wait to watch his career. Man, it's so nice to have a good linebacker like him and see him play like this his rookie year. We're going to be able to enjoy him for the future. And that's a huge, huge hit by Kwesi by getting Ivan Pace. And honestly, a very solid, very good draft / undrafted free agency.
You didn't even have to spend a draft pick on him. That's
right. By KOC. I think it even to the point, I think his last draft made up for the first one because his first one, I think we can all agree it was not that good. We've been able to see some positives out of Ed Ingram.
And
he's
then
kind of turned things around a little bit.
He's had limited snaps, but he's looked better. Not what we were expecting, but better.
We're always the way Hamilton's playing though. That's gonna haunt us forever, dude. 2 interceptions, I think, last game against San Francisco.
Yeah, and Jameson Williams started to come on a little bit too. For the
trade Pace as well to get more picks. Dude, you guys think
trade Jefferson, trade Pace, trade Christian Darrisaw? Who else am I missing? You can't trade Daniil Hunter as a free agent. Who else am I missing? Pace, trade them all. Trade everybody. Hold up.
Addison.
Trade Addison.
Yeah.
Even though he's
where do you guys think if we were to redo the last year's draft, where do you think Pace goes? Where do you think he's picked if it was a draft redo? Like, do you think it's a first round pick? I personally think it would. I think it's at the point where you're talking like the first half of the draft.
Because there weren't any cause remember when we were looking at him last year, there was no first round linebackers. Nobody that was projected to be a first round linebacker, right? So a team that really needed a linebacker, I could have seen them going. I do agree with AJ here. I think second, third.
I think first rounder. I think first round. I'm with Justin. I think he's a first rounder. He's playing better than any linebacker.
But the rest of the position kind of adds to that because there was no first round pick like off ball linebackers.
Well, it was Jack for the Lions. Jack
Campbell.
Jack Campbell. Yeah, he was. He was what, pick 15, 16, 17, something like that. Yeah, so he wasn't, and he's playing. Ivan Pace is outplaying him. I think he's a first round. I honestly think he's a first round. He's better than any of the linebackers. He's playing. I'm pretty sure he has better. It's different because I would say I know people are trying to push this narrative with what's his name from Houston, the Alabama kid.
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, which he's kind of more of. He's going to be like the outside linebacker thing.
Yeah,
or whatever,
he's an edge. He's an edge. He's not like that's what he's not an off ball linebacker.
Right. Yeah, Jack Campbell would be like the off ball one for sure. But I think he's the first. Dan, okay, stop with the Hamilton crap. Is it? I mean,
he has looked good though.
He has been good, and he was there, and we picked a safety anyways. In my opinion, Blackman has the most disappointing play for the Vikings this season. Stopping and watching T. Higgins catch the ball, they send the ball over the goal line. Such a bonehead play. He's had a few of those, and I 100% agree.
One was he kind of
he did the same thing. Too. And hey, at the end of the day, he is a rookie. I think one thing with him is he needs to learn to be more aggressive in those situations. There's multiple times. I've thought he's looked really good in general, but it's those situations where it seems like he just doesn't get aggressive. He kind of just lets them catch the ball. I've seen it a few times, and it's definitely a down thing for him. But overall, I mean, rookie cornerback picked in the 3rd round. You got to be happy to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Cine and Booth are both.
Lewis Cine still the best kept secret on the Minnesota Vikings. Just wait till next year. You'll all see. He said,
Pace works in this system. Who knows how Flores?
I mean, he was good in college too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he was the best.
His size was the only reason he wasn't drafted.
I mean, he was the defensive player, or what was it? The best linebacker in the country. So I think, I mean, he's small, but you can't deny his speed. You can't deny his energy, his motor. You can't deny any of that stuff on Ivan Pace. And I mean, look, even in coverage, he's playing pretty damn good, especially being a small linebacker. It is a good point without Flores, but you're talking about undrafted free agent rookie. So
yeah, for sure. And again, like I said, in college, he was solid. So it was
more than solid. He was literally the best linebacker.
Kwesi will draft a quarterback if we get a top 10 pick. But I mean, here's the thing. It all depends. Because if you take Penix or Bo Nix, like let's just say that we can't trade up to 6, and that's where Daniels goes. Top 3 are gone. You do not take Penix or Bo Nix at 10. No, I agree. Unless we do unless we look at we haven't put our own look. We haven't looked at him personally to the point to be like, hey, I think Bo Nix or Penix would be a top 10 pick. And then that mixed with this whole combine thing. And we'll see how all these players go after that. But right now, I just don't think neither of those guys are top 10 picks. And I'm not picking them if we're sitting at 10. Yeah.
So. I think at that point, you're going to have to let it go and pick someone else, even though I want them to grab their quarterback.
Or
I don't know.
Trade back, baby. I don't know.
We have Barry's twin already on our squad. He's
talking about Mike Pettin.
Oh, yeah. Booth is no bust. He was the highest graded defensive player last week.
He has been getting better.
I'm not ready to.
We're actually going to need him this week to play pretty significant snaps.
Right. And I'm not ready to give. He doesn't. You got it. I can't give him the bust label yet. It's too early. He's actually getting playing time, and he hasn't looked terrible. And actually, towards the end of the preseason, he was looking pretty good. I'm not ready to give the bust thing on him next. Lewis Cine, he hasn't proven anything. So I mean, you could definitely argue
if he's not starting next year, there is a problem. There's issues right now because he should at least be active, and when he's active, he should be getting some snaps, and he's not, which is concerning. If he's not starting next year, there's legitimate concern. And I mean,
and I can't imagine he's starting next year.
What? I mean, I guess why not?
Why can't I see him? Yeah. Because he's not getting any playing time.
Right. But I mean,
if you don't have Harry,
they might need him to start next year because Harrison Smith is probably
But even they have Theo Jackson starting.
But Theo Jackson plays a different safety position. That's why he switches in with Bynum and not necessarily the other safety unless he absolutely has to.
And then you say Metellus just keeps playing like the role he has.
Yeah. Because I think Metellus is really good at you don't want to take him away from that and make him play safety.
If you don't have Harrison Smith, maybe. If you don't have Harrison Smith, I think you could maybe see that.
But
It depends, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could.
I
see,
suppose I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying like if Scene isn't starting next year, because there will be a spot for him to secure a job. If he's not starting again, then there's legitimate concern.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I see an avenue to him starting, but again, I mean,
right.
But I see what you're saying. Like there's like as of right now, does he deserve a starting spot? From what
it just doesn't seem like he would, just because he hasn't even got a single snap there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Like there is going to be a path for him to have a starting job, and will he get the opportunity, or they're going to give him a real chance to? That might not be the case. So he's going to have to really prove something, which is sad. Like you wish you would see something out of him. Right. I mean, a guy that runs a 4.3 and he's just, supposedly stack bodies that we haven't been able to see yet.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, I see a lot. Harrison Smith. Yeah, man, it's, you can tell it's probably,
definitely. I'll always love Harry, man.
Like prime Harrison Smith was probably one of the most underrated or underappreciated safeties in football, for sure.
Dude, 100%.
But right now, like he's living on legacy with the team right now. So it's probably time for him to hang the cleats.
But if we had Hamilton, God, man, that shit would be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we don't.
Yeah.
So
like the last 2 years we were talking about Hamilton, and last year we were talking about Brian Branch because he was kind of a do-it-all defensive back. He's looked pretty good for the Lions so far.
Really good. Oh, really good. Like he's easy. Well, obviously he should have been a first round pick anyways, but
crazy he wasn't.
So I still am Pace. Pace would be a first round pick. Yeah. I think redo. I think Pace is a first round pick. I mean, he was supposed to be a third round pick anyways. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess to everybody besides NFL teams, but only people whose opinions that probably matter. But hey, they all got it wrong, so fuck them,
Right? Exactly.
No shit.
Yeah. But anyway, what do we have for thoughts about this Packer game? We've been on for an hour.
Oh yeah, all right. Really now we start about.
We have a game this week.
We have the game this week.
Let's just get to draft. Let's just get to draft prep. Let's just get to.
Hey, what up, Eric?
Right now, let's just do it. Let's get past free agency. Let's just
restart next season with a new quarterback.
Quarterback. I think we'll have by draft time we're gonna have an indication which direction this goes. So
yeah. All right. So what are you thinking? So all right. So you think Jaren Hall starts this week?
I do. I think Jaren Hall starts. You got the Packers. You got the Packers coming into US Bank Stadium. You got Hairball. You got Hairball playing halftime. This all if you can't have Hairball play halftime.
They're pretty much Duluth. They're Duluth natives, right?
Yes, most of them. I don't know about their new bass player, but the original group, they were based out of Duluth. Like they started playing the freaking street dance, the Carlton Day street dance in Carlton.
Well, my mom worked at this bar called Charlie's in West Duluth, and it was a small bar. And they used to play there every Friday.
Because like it's to the point now. Like my dad asked, like the person that sets up Carlton Days, why you don't try to get them more. He's like, we can't afford them. Like they're crazy expensive.
I've never even seen them.
I've seen them probably like 15 times.
Yeah,
they're amazing. And it doesn't get old because 80s hair metal is the greatest music genre of all time. And if you disagree, I'm sorry, but you are wrong. So gotta love some Hairball.
It's classic for a reason. I played Charlie's with my bands around that time. Hey, what bands are you part of, Joey? I knew the only ones I knew is back then when my mom worked there, it was Hairball and Loose Cannons were the ones that I always remember hearing about. Have you heard of Loose Cannons? Those were like the two.
Not actually.
Some people might have had them above Hairball at one
Where
point.
are they now?
I don't know. They're definitely not Hairball now. They're not. Yeah. They're not playing halftime shows.
Yeah.
For Viking
and I guess
games.
little insight. I played with members from Loose Cannons.
Ooh, awesome, dude. One of them is like related to. I don't know which one. Someone's related to me with Loose Cannons. I don't know the name.
Gary,
Gary,
man,
I love
they're fantastic. And actually, little inside information we got from I was at their show at Black Bear 2 weeks ago, and apparently they said all halftime performances are lip synced. Like they asked them to lip sync, and they said, no, we don't lip sync, we go live. So they said they're going to be the first live halftime show at US Bank Stadium. So,
dang, I didn't know that. Everybody's lip singing.
That's what he said. He said they asked him to pre-record and perform. He's like, no, we don't do that. So
that's messed
they're
up.
Going to put on a great show. You cannot lose And I don't know
Yeah.
who they picked to do the national anthem, but I know the guitar player was up for it. Survived throat cancer. Obviously a local guy, plays a really, like, he does it all the time. He plays plays Star Spangled Banner on a guitar, and it's fantastic. So hopefully they let him get out there and do that. But I mean, anyway, the Vikings will win this game. That's too much hype. There's too much hype.
Joey, where's your YouTube? You got a YouTube channel? Is yours actually? I haven't like clicked on yours. Do you have like music and stuff on your channel? Because I need to go check that out for sure. That's what we need to do, Joey. We need to get you to Skol Fest.
With
and your ass needs to play.
Yeah.
Bring the whole band out there. That's what needs to happen, Joey. We make that happen.
Absolutely. Nothing yet. Too lazy. Just get on it, man. Just do it. Never turn back once you start posting your work.
But yeah, to this Packers game. So Jaren Hall, definitely, I think he's gonna play. He should play. I don't see any reason why not to. Got a killer new perfect.
Post it.
Let's go.
Make a YouTube channel for your band. Post your stuff.
Skol Fest 2.0. Joey Hawking. Let's go.
What's the band name?
Yeah, what is the band name?
Band names are important.
Who's doing the planning for the next Skol Fest? I don't know. I'm sure we'll probably roll with that once the schedule comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna have to start when the schedule drops.
906.
906. All right.
Right. Is that the zip code?
Or is that the name of the band?
No, that's what I mean. Like, is it because of the zip code?
Oh, interesting. I didn't think about that.
906. Let's go.
With some Michigan dudes. Okay.
Band with some Michigans. Heck yeah.
What kind of music you guys play? I mean, obviously rock music, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Brady McBand face or Bandy McBand face. But yeah, no, we're gonna definitely figure it out. I think SK has already kind of looked a little bit into it and stuff. I think he has a little bit of a plan. But once the schedule comes out and we know what day the home opener is or whatever day we plan on doing, I'm assuming it's home opener. Yeah, we'll definitely let everybody know what the plan is. But I'm excited. Of course. It's gonna be sick. Cool. Singer's Killer can do anything, dude. That's dope. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, Packers sucks. They suck super bad, and we're gonna beat them. So we got quarterback Jaren Hall. That's what we're hoping for. Gonna see Ty Chandler in the backfield. It'll be interesting to see what happens with our running back situation moving forward. I would not be surprised if we draft a running back. I'm assuming not as early. I was like on team like, hey, you might have to draft one in the 3rd round or whatever. I don't know if you feel like you need to do that with how Ty Chandler's been looking.
Yeah, but also have we seen enough out of Dwayne McBride? I mean, they haven't called him up yet, which is what you worry about. Is he on the practice squad still? Or
I think so. I don't think he's that guy, dude. I just don't.
It doesn't seem like it, but
he just said that it's different. Like the thing with him is like you needed to see him have vision. If you're going to be a slower guy, like you better have vision and you better be able to break tackles. I know he can do that, but I just didn't see the vision, and he seemed way too slow to hit the holes in preseason. You never know; he could get better. Madison. Yeah, but worse. I was a huge McBride. I mean, I was on McBride. I was super excited about him, and I just didn't really like what I saw during the preseason. So we'll see. But I'm not banking that McBride is going to be. They're going to feel confident about him moving forward. Right. Unlike maybe Ty Chandler now, because he has looked really good. So it'll be interesting to see what we do with that. But this week he should definitely be starting. He will be starting. I can't imagine he's not. Hey, what up, Russell? Welcome in, dude. Hey.
What's going on, man?
On the show, we give away Justin Jefferson rookie cards, other things like that. All you got to do is put hashtag Skol in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to our channel if you are not already. All that good stuff. But appreciate you popping in, Russell. Yeah, people, I jumped on him. It was for me, I really liked what I saw. Like, he looked like a beast on
19 rushing touchdowns or something?
Yeah, he was just played for a small. What up, Sodak?
Going on, Sodak?
He just played on, like, that's a hard thing about looking at these players. Like, when they play for smaller schools, like, obviously that's pretty significant, but I don't know to what extent. It just looked like he had potential. And then plus the fact of people, same with like Ivan Pace, like people saying like, hey, this guy was supposed to go in the 3rd round and he goes undrafted, or when we picked McBride, which was in the 7th, I think, right? there is like that hype there too. You're like, hey, this guy was supposed to be a 3rd rounder, so he could be that guy.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what happened with Ivan Pace, and then he was that guy. That's what people are saying about Andre Carter, and we've seen some stuff from him, but obviously he's not at the same spot as Ivan Pace.
Buried on the depth chart with the years that Daniil and DJ were having too.
Yeah.
So like he obviously didn't get it. And Patrick Jones, who looked really good last game, and they kind of moved him around the line this time a little bit. He really showed out last game too. So
yeah, so it should be interesting.
Obviously Andre Carter is a guy who hasn't had a lot of snaps, but he made the active roster, and they never like cut him or dropped him down to the practice squad. So obviously they see something there, and they know
he's someone that still has a chance.
With Daniil and DJ being out of contract after this year, like they know they might need him to step up next year.
Hopefully, yeah, he needs to put on some muscle. I think we're looking all right. Hey, what up, Kofi? Kofi in the building. What's up, dude? Still putting up set together, but probably Northern Wisconsin, Michigan. Hopefully some bigger things in Minnesota. Let's go. What up, young Smokey? Please win, Vikings. You made me the Grinch on Christmas. It was a tough one, man. It was a tough one. I know.
Way, dude,
do it for us.
Love the thumbnail, or love the thumbnail profile picture. Love it.
Wide receivers. Hopefully Jordan Addison plays. We'll find out. Justin Jefferson's a monster.
Sunday night, speaking of wide receivers,
having him
going to be huge for my fantasy team because I have Justin Jefferson and then either Addison, Jaden Reed, or Romeo Dobbs going that night for the ship. So I'll know what I need. I'll know what I need by Sunday night. So that's going to be big for me.
Park Tavern. I think what SK said. I think it might be at what's that bar that we were what's that corner? The corner bar or whatever. Or
yeah,
is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Casey's favorite bar.
Yeah, hey, as long as you don't go like a block down the street, everything's fine.
Yeah, so it might be there. I don't know. I have to ask. I think SK has an idea of where it's going to be at already.
Just lock your cars.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shit got wild last time. Tell you that for sure. That's an understatement, probably.
If you're in downtown Minneapolis and you don't lock your car, you haven't been in downtown Minneapolis.
Still have last hope for Naylor. Naylor with a concussion, man. He's had opportunities. He hasn't really taken advantage of them. And then he's just been still getting injured all year long and different types of injuries on top of that.
Yeah. Then, I think is it a concussion now? Did I see?
Yeah. Concussion now.
Yeah.
Yep. So what do you think? So what do you think is the number one way for us to win this game? Like, what do you think is the most important thing we do here?
Don't turn the goddamn
ball. That's what you meant. But I forgot when you're saying you were going to start Reed. I totally forgot he's playing against us, bro.
I know. And we're going to have no corners, so I really hope he plays.
Wow.
But the biggest thing is going to be don't turn the ball over. That's kind of what it comes down to. And
I think we can.
Don't turn the ball over does come down to your quarterback. And I guess you could say that because honestly, fumble-wise, we've been pretty good. It does just come down to quarterbacks making smarter decisions and not.
I think we are a superior team to the Packers if we 100%.
Overall,
if we don't have to. I mean, imagine if we had half the turnovers this season, we're a 10-win team easily. Probably a 10-win
half the turnovers, half the injuries. I would agree.
Yeah, even with the injuries, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, we beat the Lions. Probably. We beat the Chicago Bears for sure. We beat the Broncos for sure. I mean, we probably beat the Eagles. I don't know. I mean, obviously, who knows for sure, but.
Yeah, that Eagles game was probably one of the more frustrating ones with everything that happened. But, yeah, man, I don't know. Frustrating, but what do you do? Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the Packers, I do think, I mean, obviously, they have the better running back situation. We got the better receivers, tight end. Who's their number one tight end? Is it still like that DeGuara or no? Well, it's
their rookie, I think, is injured.
Kraft, was that his last name?
Yes. No. Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
maybe he's back.
Yeah, but then defensively, I feel like we're both kind of.
No, it wasn't Kraft. I forget what his
name is, but who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm already looking ahead to next year. Kofi, we're kind of with you. We're just like, let's just get the season done with and see what happens.
I mean, the only hope of excitement that I have, the only hope of excitement. Okay, it's Kraft.
Yeah.
The only hope of excitement that I have for this year is if Jaren Hall starts and he looks really good, and we sneak into playoffs because of him. That's hope. That's me banking on hope. But if that happens, yeah, on pace for 51 interceptions. If that happens, I can feel excited. If Hall comes in and he looks really good and we sneak into playoffs, I feel like that's something to be excited for still. But that it is probably a small chance.
Is tomorrow the day they announce starting quarterback? I would assume so.
They better. They can't wait freaking until Saturday.
Well, because the thing is, normally Wednesday they have like the player press conferences, and normally the quarterback starts. I don't think any of the quarterbacks talk today. So if that tells you anything,
they're keeping a surprise.
Yeah, at this point, might as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but hopefully it's Jaron. I think it will be. They haven't waited this long to announce their quarterback all year. Usually when they knew it was their guy, they said it right away. So I don't know. It makes me feel like it could be him.
Either that or O'Connell's just
maybe we don't start a quarterback this week.
Either that or O'Connell.
Maybe.
Like, F it. Like, I give up.
Maybe we'll see KOC bring him back
to announce the quarterback because I have no trust with all the injuries. We'll see.
KOC should just step up and be that guy, you know?
No, okay. We should celebrate the Gophers bowl win by signing Tanner Morgan back to this team and start Tanner Morgan in that game. Let's do it. Come on now.
Crazy. Yeah, start Hall, see what we have. Absolutely. Yeah. Full game of Wildcat. Put Ty Chandler back there. He was a quarterback at one point, wasn't he?
I think
he was. I think he was.
Kirk's wife could start. Yeah. Hey, Julie, I trust Julie out there playing quarterback.
He seems like she'd have bigger balls than Kirk. Let's be honest here.
She probably actually has them.
I mean, yeah, she does. She has Kirk's balls
onto the field, and there you go. Julie, I think Julie would be a stud quarterback.
Yeah, she would. She has it. She has the it factor that Kirk doesn't. Sorry, Kofi.
What are we thinking score prediction wise on this game? What are your
let's get ready to give away this card here. Last time, hashtag Skol in the comments. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. All that good stuff. Get those in. We'll run this real quick. Let's give our score predictions first, and then we'll do that. 15 in here today. Let's go. All right, so score predictions. Jaron Hall starts. I'm going to do this. If
give me one. Well, let's just assume Jaron Hall starts. Give me one score prediction.
Okay. Jaron Hall starts. I'm going to say we win 24-17.
Yeah, 21-14 Packers.
21-14 Packers.
Vikings over Packers.
Oh, wait, 21.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
never mind.
I'm gonna
Vikings. 24 Vikings, 17 Packers. Jaron Hall comes in, throws 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, 0 turnovers by Jaron Hall with 2 touchdowns, 200 yards passing. I'll say 25 on the ground, and a pretty solid, respectable completion percentage.
I'm gonna go like 20. I'm gonna go like 24-21 nail biter. I've been calling it all year. Greg Joseph kicks the game-winning field goal. It probably won't happen at this point, but it is what it is. But all the scoring will be done from Justin Jefferson and whichever.
Gary, what are you doing, bro? Last week you picked the Lions too, and you're making us lose.
27-24 or 20. What did I say? 24-21, something like that. Vikes game-winning field goal. All the scoring other than the field goal is done by Justin Jefferson, whichever other wide receiver I put in my fantasy lineup. Because if I lose that and the Vikings lose that game, it's going to be a terrible Sunday night for me. I'm going to be ringing in the new year with depression.
Hey, let's go. See, hey, we're on the same page. Young Smokey is how many turnovers? No turnovers. My prediction for the offseason: JJ gets extended, Hunter gets signed, B-Flow comes back, and Kirk gets at least 2-year contract at a team-friendly deal. That sounds pretty solid. And then do we pick a quarterback? Do we pick a quarterback early in the draft, Kofi? Let's go, Young Smokey. That's what we're fucking talking about here. That's what we're talking about. We're beating the Packers. I don't care if you're on Team Tank or whatever. We gotta go out and beat this Packers team.
I'm gonna guess we draft a quarterback.
Enough, Gary.
I feel we draft a quarterback within the first 2 rounds. That's just kind of my feeling this year.
Me too.
I think if they can't get the guy they want in the first, they'll grab a guy in the second that they like. So
I could see it. Hashtag Skol. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's run this thing. What do we got this week? Let's see. Gary's on a two win streak.
He is.
He's won the last two times.
Dan, 4-3 Vikings. Hey, I like it.
Hey, we'll take it.
Chances though, so that can't happen.
The funny thing is that would be the second lowest scoring game we've had this year. All right, what we got here? Who we got winning today? Let's go. Let's go. We've got boom, 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 boom. Gary. 3 in a row. 3 in a row for Gary. This dude is on fire.
Sarah must have given you the luck, Gary. Sarah must have passed on her good luck to you.
Wild, Gary. Let's go.
That is crazy.
Let's go. He said he was going to catch fire, and he is catching fire.
He is absolutely catching fire.
I don't know if he deserves it with picking the other team every week.
Yeah, we haven't talked about every time he picks the other team, he gets a card. So I guess he's going to keep doing it until
that's
goes the other way.
But
I don't know. At this point, I just want to win my fantasy leagues. That's all I want. I just want to win my fantasy leagues, man.
He just can't pick winners. 7-10, baby. Top 10 pick. I hope. I know. I keep it real. That's respect. It's respect. It's respect. No, we're gonna whoop the Packers' ass this week. It's just what's gonna happen.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed, man. But anything else before we hop off here?
I think we're good. Just tomorrow, hopefully, we wake up earlier than later. We find out Jaren Hall is our starter, and we can at least add a little excitement going into these last 2 games, and hopefully we see something good out of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks everybody for hopping in tonight. We appreciate you. Hopefully, should have Dave back ready to rock next week. Have a full show here. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for hopping in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Skol Vikes.